to Black Girl Stuff. Tonight we have the one and only Pretty V joining us as we dive in the comments about job shaming and grind culture. So Twitter user @FairyGrandmother tweeted, "Job shaming in 2022 is crazy. We done been through too much in the past 2 years alone for y'all to be talking about where somebody works, okay?" So I gotta ask y'all, what is job shaming? Pretty V, we gonna kick it off with you.
I think for me, I've worked, at a 9 to 5. I worked at the Marriott Fairfield doing admin work until I got to my purpose. So you got to start somewhere, but don't forget your gift. Like if you feel like you have a job that you're working to pay bills, do that.
Right.
Nothing's wrong with working at Shell gas station or wherever, McDonald's, but don't forget your gift. And that's what I did. When I worked at Fairfield Marriott, I knew I had a purpose. I knew comedy was where I wanted to go. So of course, I used to lie. I used to be in everything in college. Like they had me in all the hosting gigs. I had my own radio show, but I still was ashamed to work at Fairfield Marriott because I knew what I was doing in school. So this wasn't it. But I knew that God wasn't finished with me. So I had to stay fast and I had to work there until I got to where I was at right now.
So you feel like you were ashamed yourself of your job?
It was just like my job. So when I said, I was like, I'm the Twitter director at the Fairfield Marriott. Like, I do big things. And they're like, girl, no, you don't. Like, you're actually giving my towels and my sheets to room 223. So, but I kept on until, I'm able to tell my testimony today. So
I love that.
Yeah.
So what do y'all ladies think job shaming is?
I feel like she said a big part of job shaming that we don't talk about. The idea of like, quote unquote, falling off. Like, because people shame you for that. Like, let's say if you used to do something that folks are really not even envious, but they just seemed like this is a very high caliber of you. And then for you to not do that anymore, they would shame you for that. Because it's kind of like, oh, okay, you used to act on this, but now your acting work is going direct to YouTube. Like, this is not, it's not the same. So I think that's another big aspect of job shaming too.
I felt the same way, Pretty V. Girl, I was working at the Element Hotel in between TV jobs. I left my job in Kansas City, took a leap of faith, moved to Vegas, and my dad's like, okay, you want money, then you go get a job, go get a job. And so I was working there while I was still pursuing television, and then I landed a job there. So you never know what anybody's going through, but you have to trust your journey and find the strength to know that this is honest work, and you can do this, and everybody else can, and you don't have to sit here and pretend to be something that you're not. Just trust your path, have faith.
I feel like you should be shamed if you're not trying to have a job. Not if you have a job. You can have a job. People try to job shame me because, I come from social media. So they try to be, oh, Instagram model. You're not a model. You're an Instagram model. Try to make us feel bad. Now look at every bitch, excuse me, every girl trying to do what they do. And that's cute. I like that. And now I'm transitioning. And of course, they congratulate you when you transition. But it takes time to transition. And we was making money the way we was making money. Right. Now in college, they teaching girls how to post on social media. They teaching algorithms, everything. So that's crazy. The job you shaming may be the job that they want. You don't know. You don't know.
But I also think another part of job shaming is when sometimes you might have a higher position in your business or corporation and you look down on somebody who has a quote unquote lower position than you. And for me, I was never raised like that. You treat every single person with the same respect, whether you're the janitor or the president of the company, because you don't ever know where they might end up. The same people that you stepping on might be the same ass that you got to kiss tomorrow. You know what I mean? But speaking of that, treating people differently, let's take it up a notch. Do y'all think that there is a difference, or what is the difference in choosing to date somebody based on what their job or occupation is versus job shaming?
I think for me, I'm gonna be very honest, like everybody in my family are like go-getters and hustlers. Like, so for me, that's what I desire. I feel like anything you ask God for, He gonna give it to you, especially what your heart desires. So if I know like people could treat you right, they could love on you, you could be happy, but I feel like you have to bring something to the table too. I love leaders. Like I'm a female that leads, so I want my significant other to lead. So I'm not saying that, you can't have a job that, pays and you're working a 9 to 5 or you're working an honest job, like you said, that's fine, right? But please make sure, if I would like to go on my dates and my little trips and dip, you could afford them because I might have to order some things, So whatever you got going on, sir, just come on with it.
Okay, be good at it.
Just be good at it and make me happy, baby.
That makes a lot of sense, because rumor has it that you're dating a boss. Some say the biggest boss that you've seen thus far. Rick Ross, is that really what kind of attracted you to him to say, no, that's the guy for me?
Yeah, it's the boss. I think it's the boss in him. I just think he's like, I like guys who lead. So when you're a leader, you could step to me, you know? But again, when it comes down to Ross, like, Ross is the type of person who you look at and you just admire, you're inspired by. Like, I want to do what you're doing, so teach me. So in the back end, I'm actually a student to the game as well. So I mean, yeah, if you want to say that, that's just what it is.
Jacob Latimore, welcome to the BGS house.
What's happening?
So excited to be sitting down with you because that movie, the original, was iconic in our culture.
For sure.
So I gotta know, did you have any or feel any pressure while filming this movie?
You know what? I think initially, yeah, but once we got on set, I feel like House Party was all about chemistry. You know what I mean? And we, Tosin, the other actor, lead actor, we actually met maybe months prior in Chicago. He was filming a TV show called 61st Street while I was filming The Chi. So we had already met. And then DC Young Fly, somebody I've known in Atlanta, you know, we all know DC, like cool as ever. And I'm like, I know everybody. Rotimi, I did one of my first films with him. So I'm like, I think we can do this. And then Calmatic is just an incredible director. He knows how he wants to view a film, and I'm just like, I think we got this.
Y'all had that. It was like a family reunion house party.
Yeah, so I think after the first day, the pressure was gone because it wasn't about trying to redo the original. I ain't got no high top. Yeah, you feel me? We ain't trying to recreate the '90s. We really trying to embrace where we at right now. And I think that was we just pay our homage and the OGs make a wink in there.
Yeah, I know they do.
Yeah, they got to.
I'm excited.
They got to.
So is it like a good guy, bad guy thing? You like Kid and Play? You know, it's like the good guy.
Yeah, we gotta keep that theme as well.
Because I like that. It gave the girl something to pick. Like, which one you like?
Exactly. More responsible, a little more edgy. So we had to keep that theme in there for sure.
For sure.
That dope.
One thing about it, you always gonna take care of your daughter.
Yo, when I seen them comments, that was hilarious. They was like, Emmy, we're gonna take care of them kids for sure. And I remember in being on set, I'm like, they gonna say Emmett the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It was dope though.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was fine.
So we know, obviously, speaking of Emmett, that you also play Emmett on The Chi.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that your open marriage or your marriage didn't work out, I'm claiming the open marriage, but it didn't work out because you didn't want an open marriage. So how do you feel about poly relationships in general?
I mean, you know, if that's the way you like to go, for me, I can't rock like that. You know, I think I'm a little too territorial for it.
Oh, wow. What are some traits you look for in a woman then?
Ambition, personality, someone who knows to carry themselves in a room. I feel like the rooms I walk into, I feel like I may drift off a little bit. I need you to be able to hold your own conversation a little bit. Somebody who just has goals and plans. We may not have it all figured out because I feel like we are still figuring it out. But if we got a vision, you know, I can probably help that vision happen.
I like that. That's dope. But speaking of Emmett too, Emmett made a lot of growth over the series. I'm a big fan, but like he grew a lot as a man, as a father. So I gotta ask you, like, have there ever been any lessons that you learned in certain relationships that made you grow as a man?
Absolutely. I think shutting down my ego. Absolutely. I feel like The Chi during that season was, you know, you seen Emmett really trying to get his woman back. You know what I mean? And I think when he knows he's done wrong and he's trying everything and she's been outside, she's doing her thing, but he's putting it to the side because he's like, you know what, I did my dirt, you did your dirt. I want to make you breakfast even though you done came back home
make her
from
breakfast.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I think that was, even for me just on set doing that, I was like, never. You know what I mean? But Lena, I love Lena so much. She just, you know, she put me in a great place as an actor to really exercise something different on screen, you know, and seeing a man differently on screen to just approach that situation differently. You know what I mean? Because naturally we would be what? Yeah. Be out of there. Exactly.
They can never handle it. Well, you know, I gotta wake it up just a little bit because I gotta ask the question for the people. And they want to know: are you still in a long-term? Because I know you were in a long-term relationship with Mr. Raya. Are y'all still together?
I'm gonna say this: I love her very, very much. But we in between jobs right now.
You know what I'm saying? Come back around. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You never know. Okay,
it's a lot of love there.
Okay, Ari, you have definitely made a name for yourself, and it's been a long journey. You definitely had some bumps along the way, but you mentioned earlier that you had to change your attitude to get to where you are now. So let us know, like, what brought along that shift in the mindset?
Saying bad stuff to people that I ain't had no business saying. I think a lot of times I don't really care about other people's feelings, like the way that other people view things, not be like, it's my way, like this is how it is. Like I ain't mean how I said that, but instead of just like being like, you know, taking a step back and realizing like how other people view things, like it's okay to be wrong, you can apologize, you know what I'm saying? I think that I did and said a lot of things during my little journey, and it was just like I could have handled things differently instead of just being so aggressive, but that's just how my natural personality was.
Do you feel like it was like one thing that brought that along? Like what made you be like, dang, let me look at other people's perspective on things?
Hurting my friends. Everybody think it's the Fenty thing. That was just like a big thing on the internet. But that too though as well, but certain things with my friends that I would say, and then it'd just be like, you don't give a how I feel, you know, and it'd be like, you being sensitive, like it's not even like that, you know, and it's like, no, but everybody don't feel how you feel. And I think that I hurt one of my close friends one time, and it was like, damn, I need to watch what I say, because I really didn't mean it like that.
That's mature enough. And I like that you taking accountability too for that.
So Ari, it's no secret that your man is Moneybagg Yo and your ex, G Herbo. And a lot of people on the internet have been unfair, in my opinion, criticizing you, saying that you built your career off their backs. I mean, how does that make you feel? What would be your response to criticism like that?
So first, respectfully, I just want to say if my come up and like who I am now is about a man, like what happened to the rest of they bitches?
No, that's make another one.
Like why is this not an ongoing thing with the rest of the I ain't mean to call y'all bitches, my bad, but the rest of the women that you talk to, like what happened?
That's a good point. Why they not?
Did the ship sink after me or something? Because I'm just trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? I'm consistent and I'm who I am because of who I am. It don't have nothing to do with a man. Now what a man might have did for me or helped me along the way, like I'm appreciative. Thank you, babe. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing me. Like, it's not about, everybody always try to make this thing about, oh, it's a man or people and they baby mama. So what's going on with everybody else? Like, why is it? That. You know, it's like, I'm who I am because of me. Like,
yes, and we love that you raw and you real, and we love how transparent you are. But sometimes being transparent means inviting people into your life just so you can connect with them. But the world can sometimes get a little like intrusive. So how do you balance what you choose to share? Or do you feel responsible sometimes when they get too intrusive and try to get in your business, try to tell you what this is and who you are? You know, I know you have a son, you're a mom first. Sometimes they try to give opinions on, I'm a mom too, on our babies and stuff like that, but you don't know them. So how do you balance that?
I used to just go off on them. I ain't care, like say whatever I want to say. But now I think I ain't really been responding for real lately. I be letting people talk because you're gonna just be arguing with a bunch of 16-year-olds, trolls, robots. You know what I'm saying? It's like people who don't even know you. It's like.
But should we feel responsible because we are in that spotlight? Because what we share, they only know what we told them.
Right. No, I definitely think that we should take responsibility for things that we put out, especially me. I know I overshare, but it's like, I feel like I'm an open book. I don't have nothing to hide, so you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is just what it is, but then when you look back and be like, damn, now people looking at this like this or think that you'll do this like this, and it's like, no, it ain't like that, you know what I'm saying? It's just how I handled this situation, you know? And I think moving forward, I've like grown to not share as much because child, they'll paint you just to be
right. And one thing you did share that the internet loved was that you bought Moneybagg Yo 28 acres for his birthday. And that was so bossy. Yes. But I know that it's so hard when you dating a guy who look like they got everything. What do you gift him?
So he wanted to do like this big compound thing where he like has like a studio in there, like things in there for his kids and arcade room, just like a big ass man cave, like, you know.
That's dope.
And then he always talked about how he wanted to like get back to his community. He wanted to do like housing and stuff for people who it was hard for them to get places to stay. You know, people be going to jail, you know, and they don't get second chances. So I'm like, I'm gonna just buy him the land and he can just build all of this on top of that.
Oh, what is one of your favorite things about Moneybagg?
He rough.
Because she I like that he is a super, like, I'm a dominant woman, but he like, I know to stand down with him. Like I'm a little, you know, I'm a little rough around the edges, so. But he definitely like, it's like I ain't, okay.
He make you feel a little submissive.
Yeah, like I could be submissive, I could be soft, and it's like with him I feel like, you know, he got that real man, like don't play with me. And I be like, okay,
Was there something?
Don't see this and get your head all geeked up.